restlessness, anxiety, insomnia. I've been wanting to talk about these symptoms and side effects, withdrawal symptoms when you're practicing semen retention, particularly edging. You're really going to get that then. And it's somewhat contingent upon the strength of your nervous system, your constitution. If we're going to use Ayurvedic language, if you're Vata, Pitta, Kapha. If you're more Kapha, you just kind of, you have a lot more earth element by nature. Those are a little heavier set people and slow metabolisms. They're just a little slower, they're more chill by nature. Those people, maybe they don't usually have a problem sleeping or with anxiety. They can have problems with like depression and even having the motivation to practice semen retention. The sun's activated. The Vata people, we're a little thinner by nature, and we have quick minds, and we have our nervous system's fast, and we're a bit less stable. We're more airy. We can multitask and do a bunch of things and set a bunch of goals and always try to figure out like what's the next thing and how are we going to get that, and yeah. So those people, and that's one reason why we do the PMO, is to escape, to kind of take a break and just get absorbed into this darkness, so to speak. But at that moment, it's like darkness is better than nothing, because we just want to escape this busy world we're in. And so the PMO addiction serves a really good temporary escape, even though it has a lot of negative consequences. So those types of people, we're going to have some nervous system issues when we stop the semen retention. We're already hyper by nature. So when we stop doing this, it's all dopamine. We're kicking a major addiction here. Like, this is what we're doing. We're kicking it's like heroin or something. Like, people don't know what we're doing. Even the people that are doing semen retention, like, we don't understand the level of what we're doing. I'm learning still every day, like I just get like intuitive like feelings like that's telling me like, man, I've been doing it for years and still next level stuff. There's always next level. And when there's a next level happening, sometimes then maybe that day restlessness and anxiety will be higher. Insomnia will be more likely. Those are the days that people usually relapse too. But when you don't relapse, then you go to the next level, and then you might have you'll have a longer duration of where you're more stable and you sleep good, and so the universe works it out. Don't panic when you have a few days that are less than ideal. See, the mind's going to say, "Oh man, I didn't sleep. How am I going to go to work?" But see, God takes care. You may only sleep a couple hours, but find if you don't relapse, you might even have more energy the next day. That logically don't make sense. Well, yeah, none of this stuff is logical. This is a spiritual thing we're doing. Semen retention is a spiritual thing. We can't get away from that. There's no way one can really stop edging and transform that. That is so beyond mind. It's just so beyond mind. There is no, you can take somebody with the strongest mental horsepower on the planet, and if they had an edging addiction, which most do, it's just covered up because they're doing other stuff, that person will not transcend this with the mind. So that's what I'm saying. At some point, we're going to be forced to dig in and find this spiritual power. That's why, like, the semen retention, it's just a great tool, prerequisite for one who has a spiritual practice, But this anxiety and insomnia, it can be it can be hell. Son, I think it's all right. It can really make life not just uncomfortable, sometimes unbearable. It's like it's one thing just to stop PMO. You're already going to have more energy when you stop doing that. Things are going to start rearranging themselves in the nervous system, in the mind. Stuff's going to start rearranging. That gives a side effects on a surface level, which translates into, it can be anxiety and insomnia, because we're transcending biology is what we're doing. So biology is everything for this human body. So when that starts being modified in a natural way, don't be scared, then there's going to be some effect, there's going to be some changes. You might find later you just don't need so much sleep. Maybe we're programmed and conditioned to think we need 8 hours or 7 hours. Maybe you only need 3-4 hours. Like, we don't know. You got to be open and willing to accept how this whole thing unfolds. This is an adventure. You don't know how it's going to happen. We don't know. We don't know. I still don't know. Like I'm telling you, new shifts and epiphanies and realizations are still coming. Like they don't stop. Because when you have a spiritual practice in conjunction with semen retention, I mean, the sky's the limit. We got to make our life. This life has to be dedicated to total freedom, total self-realization of who we are. If that's your main goal, you're not gonna. You can bear these symptoms that come up, like anxiety and insomnia, because those are hard symptoms to deal with. Especially if you have certain things we got to do in life, and the anxiety and if you didn't sleep good at night, that's going to affect that. But if you remember your main goal. See, this answers the question how to deal with insomnia and anxiety. If your main goal is to wake up and to realize your fullness, who you are beyond human form, if those words scare you, but then use the word like you want to realize your true inner freedom. So then you're willing to just do whatever's necessary to help realize that. Intuition tells you what's necessary to help you realize that. Semen retention is necessary to help you realize that. And so you somehow know, like your mind can't get you. It can't talk you into thinking, oh, maybe this isn't good. I can't handle the side effects. I can't handle the symptoms. And so you get to where you maybe start praying, God, I need some help, because this is too much, man. I can't handle this. You see how the spiritual practice gets born? That's how it gets born. And then you'll start to find some help. You'll start to feel some help. And then you're going to develop a relationship with this higher power. You might call it God, you might call it Allah, you call it whatever you want, but the power is there. This power will help you bear these things. If they're intense. They get more intense as when we stop edging. Edging's the whole core. That's the whole core of this thing. There's a lot of people who don't PMO, especially if you got a wife or a relationship. They just orgasm with their partner, whenever. And so they don't even, why look at porn? They're working, they have their partner, there's no need to even look at porn, But take the partner away and take a busy life away, and then you find out what your karma is. You'll find out what your tendencies are, and then go to the beach and see. Are you edging? Most people are going to do it. They don't even know they're doing it. They don't even care. They just say, well, what do you mean, dude? I'm a guy. Like, yeah, I'm going to look at that ass. Like, that's what I do. I'm like, cool, look at it, man. Do more than that if you want. They haven't reached the level where they see the limitation of that yet. See, you guys have. And so with that comes consequences. This is the tax for growing spiritually. So that's the message that I wanted to deliver, because that's the real answer. I'm not going to give some superficial answers like, oh, run up a mountain, make yourself tired or something. Yeah, you can do that, whatever. But what I'm sharing here, it has to, if this really lands, this is the answer. This has to be realized, what I'm sharing now. This will get you through, because you can't run up a mountain every day. You got to realize what you're doing here and how powerful it is, and that it causes alteration in our whole biology, and that can have consequences like growing. These are the consequences of growing, to have some anxiety and insomnia once in a while. All right? Let me know if that helped you, and if you had any more questions about that. All right. Have a good day.